Hi, my darlings. I'm Sophie Darling, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, hello, my name is Sophie. I have a doctorate in literature, which means I get way too emotionally invested in the shows that we're watching. So if that sounds like something you will enjoy, why don't you hit that subscribe button so you never miss a video? Today, we're reacting to episode 2 of season 2 and part of our Mugen train arc. In episode 1, we got to see an entire episode of Rengoku, learn more about his personality and that he's following in his father's footsteps and that they saved the same generation twice, which is absolutely astounding. He talks about how he's going to share this with his father, and I'm kind of worried that he's not going to get that chance, just because usually when they set it up that somebody is going to share something with a loved one, especially something that will connect and bond them, they end up having a really tragic death because narrative wise, it makes it more emotionally heartbreaking when they do die, because you know that they had this idea in mind of wanting to share this concept with their father, of having that moment of connection with him, showing how alike they are, only for him to never get that. It's heart-wrenching. You feel emotionally invested, and just like the characters in the show that are going to carry the weight of their death, you're going to carry the weight of their death too, and that moment that they could have had with their father that they never got to have. You're going to be just as angry and invested. It's how they emotionally hook you, is by setting up this premise of having this heartfelt moment only for them to never get it in the end. And I think that's what they're going to do with Rengoku, and I'm not ready for it because he's just been introduced. He's such a cool guy. He's so honorable. It's hard not to love him. And I think they're going to make us love him only to give him really heroic but painful death, that he's going to die protecting Tanjiro, Inosuke, Nezuko, Zenitsu, and we're going to be absolutely heartbroken and unable to recover from it. But without further ado, we're going to get into episode 2. I love Inosuke. He's just a big kid. He is a kid, but still. So good to see him like back in his usual self. He was so sort of depressed after what happened with the father, so I'm glad he's getting his confidence back. You leave his hairstyle alone. That's him. Every bite. Is he eating all the bento boxes himself? Big personality, big appetite. Every bite is worth savoring. Nope, this is definitely him. He's in a food coma. He's just happy. Oh, oh, oh.
君は親方様の時のかまど炭治郎です。こっちは同じ鬼殺隊の吾妻善逸と橋平伊之助です。そうか。それでその箱に入っているのが、はい、妹の禰豆子です。親方様がお認めになったこと、今は何も言うまい。
Oh, what a good guy. Being inside the Lord.
春日井ガラスからの伝達で無限列車の被害が拡大した。現地にいる煉獄さんと合流するようにと命じられました。それともう一つ、煉獄さんに聞きたいことがあって。なんだ、言ってみろ。俺の父のことですが、それでも灰が凍るような雪の中で神楽を踊れて、それはよかった。
He's just so positive.
日の神神楽、演舞。とっさに出たのが子供の時に見た神楽でした。もし煉獄さんが知っている何かがあれば。だが知らん。日の神神楽という言葉も初耳だ。
Oh, damn.
君の父がや
Okay.
っていた神楽が戦いに応用できたのは実にめでたいが、
So it's unique to Tanjiro's family.
俺の継ぐ子になるといい。面倒を見てやろう。
待ってください。そして
Oh!
どこを見てるんですか。
Like, I want to train you. Become my apprentice.
炎と水の剣士はどの時代でも必ず柱に入っていた。炎、水、
Gyu
風、岩、
is the water Hishira.
基本の呼吸だ。他の呼吸はそれらから枝分かれしてできたもの。溝口少年、君の刀は何色だ。
Black.
俺はカバードですよ。色は黒です。
それはきついな。
きついんですかね。
黒刀の剣士が柱になったのを見たことがない。
Tanjiro will be
ど
the
の系統を
first.
極めればいいのかもわからないと聞く。俺のところで鍛えてあげよう。
Maybe
もう安心だ。
that means Tanjiro can master more than one form, because if they don't know what form to master and he can do water forms and fire forms, maybe he can do all forms.
変わってるけど面倒見のいい人だな。
He is. He's a good
匂いからも
guy.
正義感の強さを感じる。
Was I wrong when Shinobu said that you don't call it fire breathing? Oh, I misread it. It's fire. It's not called fire breathing. It's called flame breathing. I got a little turned around. That's okay. I don't know why I thought she said we don't call it flame breathing, but no, it was fire breathing. I just had to get that out my head because I was getting myself a little confused.
俺外に出て走るから、どっちが速いか競争する。
The train is definitely faster in Nosuke.
いつ鬼が出てくるかわからないんだ。
I mean, that light bulb was flickering.
鬼出るんですかこの汽車。
Yep.
出る。
There is one on this train. It's probably driving the
鬼のところ
train.
に移動してるんじゃなくここに出るの。
数名の剣士を送り込んだが、全員消息を絶った。だから柱である俺が来た。
Like, why am I here? Because you have a job to do. Oh, he looks really...
拝見いたします。
Everyone's asleep.
車掌さんが切符を確認して切り込みを入れてくれるん
Bar
だ。
them. And the conductor looks like he's about to pass out himself. I love how he's still being respectful even though he's like crying on the floor. He's like, here. Is he a demon? Because the minute he saw the earrings...
なんだろう。
Is he using him?
しました。
He looks drained.
危険だから下がってくれ。下級のことゆえ、対等は不問にしていただきたい。
He's being so respectful, even though the conductor doesn't care. He's too tired.
その曲を隠していたのは血気術か。
The music is so cool, but that
罪なき
was
人に牙を向こうものな
terrifying.
この煉獄の赤き炎刀がお前を骨まで焼き尽くす。炎の呼吸。
He's so cool.
一の方。
Oh,
知らない。
that's insane.
もう一匹いるな。
Yep.
ついてこい。
That's not the one that's come to fight them. I think that one is just protection. I think there might be more than one that's here for protection. Why the fuck is everyone just stood around like that? Oh, they're sleeping on the train together. He's feasting on them, right? To get stronger and stronger? That's really fucking weird. Oh, there's another one. There's numerous of them.
その人に手を出すことは許さん。
But these still aren't the one that is the mastermind.
よしだ。先兵者。
待て、逃げ遅れた人がいるんだぞ。
Oh, Nosuke. Oh, I'm in love. He's such a good guy. Made sure Nosuke got a comfortable seat.
炎の呼吸二の型
Ah, second form now.
上り炎天
Oh, it's kind of like the water wheel form, but fire. So cool. He's just so cool, and he's just such a nice guy as well.
すげえ兄貴見事な剣術だぜおいらを弟子にしてください
いいとも立派な剣士にしてやろう
Oh, why do I feel like that's not gonna happen? Why do I feel like he's never gonna get to train them? I feel like all this happiness is gonna be so short-lived. Oh, his little head on his shoulder. This is gonna be the last moment of peace that they feel.
どうか早く私も眠らせてください死んだ妻と娘に会わせてください
Okay, so he was being used. I had a feeling there was something weird that every person he went by
よくやってくれた
was asleep.
お眠り家族に会えるいい夢を
私たちはどうしたら
もう少ししたら眠りが深くなる勘のいい鬼狩りは殺気や鬼の気配で目を覚ます時がある準備が整うまで
So have they all been turned into demons then? Because he
幸せな
says
夢を見るためにはい
that demon slayers are very perceptive, so don't touch them. Almost as if they would smell the scent. I mean, Tanjiro's got a better sense of smell than anybody, so I mean...
どうなっている何が起こった落ち着け
So this is part of the blood demon art. That They said that they'll fall deeper and deeper into sleep, so this is a dream that he's currently in. Did they get tormented? This is going to be his mom. Oh, it's his siblings. That makes it 10 times worse.
兄ちゃんおかえり
This is going to be if he had come back in time before his family were killed, isn't it? That they never died.
兄ちゃん
That's torture. Oh.
ごめんな
Oh, Tanjiro.
夢を見ながら死ねるなんて幸せだよね人間の原動力は心だ精神だ精神の核を破壊すればいいんだよ
I think Tanjiro's gonna sense something's off though.
人間の心なんてみんな同じガラス細工みたいに
Tanjiro's heart's not fragile or weak, it's stronger than you'll ever realize.
縄でつなぐのは腕ですか
Oh, they're tying themselves to them because they won't want to act, right? If they wake up.
そうすると眠りに落ちる
Oh, wait, no, I thought it was because if they wake up, then they have potential human hostages near them, so they won't do anything unpredictable. But no, it seems like it exacerbates the power.
熱があるんじゃないのかい無理しないで今日は休みなさい待ちなさい
This is just so tragic because all he wants is to be reunited with his family, for them to have never
見
died.
てたみたいだ
To torture him with the idea of what could have been is so horrendous.
楽しそうだね。幸せな夢を見始めたな。
I wonder what the others are dreaming about.
落ちていく夢の中へ。
It's peculiar that Nezuko's not in the dream, though.
もう目覚めることはできないよ。
She's not amongst the family unit. Did they overlook Nezuko? Isn't that going to trigger Tanjiro to realize this isn't real, that this is a dream?
善逸も伊之助も煉獄さんも任務ですよ。じゃあここで大将こそこそ噂話。煉獄さんには継ぐ子がいません。その理由は稽古が辛すぎてみんなが逃げてしまうかららしいです。でも俺は禰豆子を人間に戻すことができるんなら柱の稽古を受けてみたい。煉獄さん、俺に稽古を。次回第3話本当なら
Should have been. That's going to heavily focus on the dream that Tanjiro's having and the weight that he feels of their deaths and the guilt of not getting back in time to have saved them. But I think something's going to trigger Tanjiro into knowing that this is not real because Nezuko's not there. Nezuko doesn't feature amongst them. And that's because Nezuko's not dead. So in his dream, he's only dreaming of the relatives that have died because he carries their memory with him and he feels responsible for their deaths because he didn't get back in time. He blames himself for that. So the fact that Nezuko isn't there is because Nezuko's not dead. He has nothing to feel guilt for in terms of she's not dead. He obviously feels guilty that she's a demon, but the fact that she's not in that dream, I think, is going to make him realize something's off, something's not right. Because if this was the reality, if everything else was a bad dream that's happened and this is now the norm, where is Nezuko? Because Nezuko would be there. Also, does the blood demon art work on Nezuko? Because she's in the box. So she didn't have a ticket that was punched because it's everyone that had a ticket punched has fallen asleep. So Nezuko isn't asleep. So Nezuko might be the reason that they wake from the slumber. This demon doesn't seem to know that Nezuko exists, but Muzan also doesn't seem to know that Nezuko exists. The more you think about it, the more it makes sense that Muzan doesn't actually know that Nezuko's a demon. Because Muzan never talks about Nezuko. He never mentions her. He talks about Tanjiro all the time and the earrings because he has personal beef with somebody in the past with those earrings. But he never talks about Nezuko. Never talks about how Tanjiro has a demon that's traveling with him. Never talks about targeting Nezuko. And when he's talking to this demon to tell him what he needs to do, his mission, it's the Hashira and Tanjiro that he needs to kill. Not Nezuko. He doesn't mention Nezuko. I don't think he knows Nezuko's a thing. I don't think he realizes. Haha. And then when they attack Tanjiro at Tomiya's place, again, Nezuko was never mentioned to those two demons that he sent. Because I don't think he knows that Nezuko's existence is a thing. She's an accidental creation. She wasn't intended, which raises so many questions as to what is she capable of because she was accidental. She wasn't something Muzan intentionally created, so she's not bound by the same rules and regulations that other demons would be. Ooh. But also the fact that she's likely not impacted by this blood demon art because she didn't have a ticket. It wasn't punched, so she's not asleep. Those children can't tell if they're human, can't tell if they're demons. I have a feeling they're likely humans that have been manipulated into working for this demon, that he's controlling them. They look tired, drained, exhausted. So maybe he's depriving them of sleep and is telling them that if they go along with his plan, he will grant them a sleep. Because again, the conductor was like, I did what you asked. Please let me be with my dead daughter and wife. Please let me sleep. And he was like, you'll sleep forever. So maybe he like taunts them with the dream, he baits them, and then he deprives them of that to the point that they're desperate to be back in that dream, back into that alternate reality, that they don't want to be in this world anymore because they're tying themselves, and then he's counting down. So I don't know if that like strengthens the ability, but his perception of the human heart being weak and fragile doesn't apply to Tanjiro. I think he's in for a rude awakening and realizing that demon slayers lead with the heart. They lead with the strength and the passion that the heart ignites within them, and none of them are going to easily fall into that. I wonder if we're going to see Rengoku, Inosuke, and Zenitsu's dreams, or if we're just going to see Tanjiro's. Of course, we always knew that Tanjiro felt the weight of the guilt of his family's deaths, but I think we're going to really see it play out in the next episode. It's probably going to be really heart-wrenching, because even then I was starting to get a little choked up because he's so desperate to believe that this is real, that everything else was a bad dream that he's now awoken from, that his family is alive, that this is the reality, this is what should have been. And the fact that this isn't reality, this isn't the truth, he's being manipulated, is just crushing, because it's not just having suffered the loss once, he's going to have suffered the loss twice, because in choosing to wake up, in choosing to reject this dream, he's losing his family again, because he's being reunited with them in the sense that, you know, if he just slips into death, he can just die and be with them again. But he has to reject that because of his mission of saving Nezuko and becoming stronger. And the fact that he will have to then find the strength and resilience to resist is not only a testament to Tanjiro as a character in having a strong heart, in being the change that the world needs because of how he motivates and drives people towards pursuing what they're passionate about and following their hearts and comforting them and reassuring them and able to find empathy. Tanjiro is the good that we need in this world. So having to suffer the loss again of his family, of having to reject that, is just so incredibly cruel. And I don't think he's going to be so forgiving. But again, he's going to have empathy for this demon, but I think he might be tested here because, again, he's been able to find empathy with every single demon that he's come into contact with. This might be the one demon that he might actually struggle, but inevitably does find empathy with. I think we're going to see him have a bit of a internal conflict, especially if this demon goes on to harm Rengoku, because how can you empathize with someone that has not only cruelly baited you with the idea of being reunited with your family, to then have that torn away from you again, and then kill someone in front of you that you've grown to admire and respect? You couldn't empathize with them. But I feel like Tanjiro will find empathy, but it's going to take him like a hot minute to do so. It's going to really test his character and moral fortitude, I think. I don't know, but there's just so many hints that we're losing Rengoku, even in this episode where he's talking about taking them on as an apprentice, that he's going to train them, he's going to make them stronger. They're all calling him big brother, they're all looking up to him with admiration and love and respect, and they're so excited about becoming his apprentice, only again for this to have an emotional impact if he dies, because it's another what if, what could have been moment. We had the I'm going to tell my father about how I saved the same generation that he saved and that I reminded someone of him, to him saying that he's going to take them on as apprentices and he's going to make them stronger and he's going to help and guide them and shape them, only for that to never come to fruition because he tragically dies. I think he's dying at the end of this arc. I think there's just too much foreshadowing. And I may be early in guessing some characters' deaths. I'm looking at Hohenheim and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. I think for about 7 episodes, I was like, he's dying. It's this episode he's dying. He did die, but he didn't die when I thought he was going to die. There was some near calls, but I was still right that he wasn't going to live indefinitely that he was going to inevitably pass away, and it was heart-wrenching all the same, but I knew it wasn't going to last. Every other character death that I've suspected, I have been right. Bar one, which is Yoshino from Jujutsu Kaisen. I didn't expect his death to happen so suddenly. That caught me off guard because there was very little foreshadowing that he was going to die because he was in it for such a short period. Whereas usually there is a bit of setup in that there's an emotional punchline, whereas Yoshino had the emotional moment and then literally died in the next episode, and it was so fast. Whereas this is a long arc that they're setting the groundwork for the emotional impact. And when you know what to look for, you're kind of not shocked by deaths. It's still heart-wrenching and it's still heartbreaking nonetheless, but you're not as blindsided. But there was a lot of similar emotional build-up only to have them killed off in Attack on Titan, and I'm seeing similar in Demon Slayer. And I think that's why I'm kind of hell-bent on this idea that we're going to lose him. I will be shocked if he survives the arc. I genuinely would be, because there's just too many little threads here and there that are making me think, nah, he's dying. And it's going to be absolutely devastating for not just those that witness it, but for the Hishira in general who love and admire him. I'm just fully convinced, and I kind of am not accepting any other conclusion. Again, I will be 100% in shock if he survives the arc, but I don't think he's making it through. I'm kind of dying on this hill right now. I will gladly be surprised. I will gladly be shocked because I really enjoy him as a character. So I do want him to stay in the show. I just don't think they're keeping him in because there's too much emotional impact with him dying versus keeping him alive. We shall see. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this react, please consider liking, subscribing, and leaving a comment below to help boost this video into the algorithm. Until next episode, bye.